It's showtime! Here's my re-review of Beetlejuice, which is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a re-review of the 1988 fantasy horror comedy flick, Beetlejuice, produced by the Geffen Company and distributed by Warner Bros., starring Michael Keaton in the title role, along with Alec Baldwin, Geena Davis, Jeffrey Jones, Catherine O'Hara, and Winona Ryder. Film's plot revolves around a recently deceased couple who has ghosts haunting their former home, contact an obnoxious and devious bioexorcist from the netherworld to scare away the house's new inhabitants. The film was directed by Tim Burton, this being one of his first big films. This was a pretty big success and what have you when it came out on March 30th, 1988. Hence, this is the film's 35th anniversary today. So anyway, let's get into our story. In Winter River, Connecticut, Barbara and Adam Maitland decide to spend their vacation decorating their idyllic country home. As they are driving home from a trip to town, Barbara swerves to avoid a dog and the car plunges into the river. After returning home, she and Adam notice they now lack reflections and find a handbook for the recently deceased. They begin to suspect they did not survive the car accident. When Adam attempts to leave the house, he ends up in a strange and otherworldly desert-like landscape populated by enormous sandworms. The encounter lasts only a few seconds for him, but after being rescued by Barbara, she claims that he was gone for 2 hours. The house is sold and the new owners, the Dietz family, arrive from New York City. Charles Dietz is a former real estate developer. His second wife, Delia, is a self-proclaimed sculptor, and his teenage goth daughter, Lydia, from his first marriage, is an aspiring photographer. Under the guidance of interior decorator Otto, the family transforms the house into a pastel-toned work of modern art. Consulting the handbook, the Maitlands travel to an otherworldly waiting room populated by other distressed souls where they discover the afterlife is structured according to a complex bureaucracy involving vouchers and caseworkers. The Maitlands' caseworker, Juno, informs them they must remain in the house for the next 125 years on pain of a dire fate. If they want the Dietzes out of the house, it is up to them to scare them away. Although Adam and Barbara remain visible to Charles and Delia, Lydia can see them and soon befriends them. Against Juno's advice, the Maitlands contact the miscreant Beetlejuice, Juno's former assistant and now a freelance bioexorcist, to scare away the Dietzes. At first, they are unaware his name is pronounced Beetlejuice, which is why they have such difficulty pronouncing it and thereby summoning him. However, Beetlejuice quickly offends the Maitlands with his crude and morbid demeanor. They reconsider hiring him, though too late to stop him from wreaking havoc on the Dietzes. The small town's charm and the supernatural events inspired Charles to pitch his boss, Maxie Dean, on transforming the town into a tourist hotspot. But Maxie wants proof of the ghost. Using the handbook for the recently deceased, Otto conducts what he thinks is a seance and summons Am and Barbara using their wedding clothes, but they begin to age and decay as Otto had unwittingly performed an exorcism instead. Now for the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Horrified, Lydia summons Beetlejuice by saying his name 3 times for help. but he will only help her on the condition that she marries him, enabling him to freely cause chaos in the moral world. He saves the Maitlands and disposes of Maxie, his wife, and Otto, then prepares a wedding before a ghastly minister. The Maitlands intervene before the ceremony is completed, with Barbara riding a sandworm through the house to devour Beetlejuice. Finally, the Deetses and Maitlands agree to live in harmony within the house. Beetlejuice is stuck in the afterlife waiting room, and he stole a number ticket from a witch doctor who shrinks his head. End of story. So what did I think of Beetlejuice? Well, though I've only seen it a few times, I will say this is a pretty fun-filled film. I have to give Tim Burton credit, because this was probably one of his greats. I mean, after this, he would give us some even more good films like Batman, Edward Scissorhands, and lots of others later on. He'd give us, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and many others. Anyway, he did a great job with the direction. Danny Elfman did the score for the film, and let me tell you, it was really good. He'd also go on to do the music for some of Burton's films as well. The story was good too, with a screenplay by Michael McDowell and Warren Scarron, from a story McDowell co-wrote with Larry Wilson. Now, as for our cast, Michael Keaton absolutely was funny as the title character. Alec Baldwin played Adam, and Geena Davis played Barbara. They were both really good. Jeffrey Jones, who had previously appeared in movies like Howard the Duck and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, played Charles Dietz. Catherine O'Hara, who would later go on to play Kevin McAllister's mom, Kate, in the first two Home Alone movies, later on played Delia Dietz. Of course, she also went on to star in some of Christopher Guest's mockumentaries. Winona Ryder, who would later star in Burton's Edward Scissorhands, played Lydia. She was very good too. Sylvia Sidney, who I mostly knew her for playing Aunt Marion in Damien, Omen 2, but she also was seen in other movies and also on TV played Juno. That was pretty cool. Maxie Dean is played by singer Robert Goulet. And we even have legendary late night talk show host Dick Cavett play the character of Bernard. Tony Cox, the little, African American dude who we would later see in Bad Santa, Me, Myself, and Irene, and Leprechaun 2 appears in this as, he plays the preacher, while Jack Angel provides the voice. Really something. I will say the cast was really good too. Now, it got good reviews and what have you as well. Anyway, it became the 10th highest grossing film of 1988, making $74 million in North America. It's got good reviews. According to Rotten Tomatoes, they say brilliantly bizarre and overflowing with ideas. The film offers some of Michael Keaton's most deliciously manic work, and creepy, funny fun for the whole family. Yes, it's very funny at times and what have you. After this, the film would win an Academy Award for Best Makeup, as well as 3 Saturn Awards for Best Horror Film, Best Makeup, and Best Supporting Actress for Sylvia Sidney. It also later spawned an animated television series, which premiered the following year, as well as video games, most notably one for the NES, and a 2018 stage musical. Now, for years they've been trying to do a sequel, but it's been in limbo so much. But, after all these years, it's finally happening. Now, just this past month, reports began to circulate that Jenna Ortega might be cast in this film, potentially as Lydia's daughter. Now, Keaton and Ryder are expected to reprise their roles, and Burton is expected to return as well, with a potential start date for this long-awaited sequel this summer. We don't know when it's going to be released, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, Beetlejuice is absolutely outrageously creepy fun. that you will get a lot of good laughs from. So overall, with everything said, would I recommend Beetlejuice? The answer is hell yeah. Definitely go for it. I think you'll really get some good laughs from it. Anyway, what did you think of Beetlejuice? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a spoiler-free review of Murder Mystery 2. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for these other Tim Burton films. The upper left-hand corner is my review of Batman, which came out the following year. I'm not sure if I'm going to re-review it because I'm still okay with my original review on it. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of its sequel, Batman Returns from 1992. Or if you like another kind of a creepy, fun flick and what have you, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of The Addams Family from 1991. And the bottom right-hand corner is a button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.